it's a TV show and they want you to be every week, get into it and all that other stuff. But to me, it doesn't matter till the end. So what difference does it make? If Clemson wins out, they'll be in. And, the thing about it is that it's a little bit – what I don't like about it is this. Clemson is they've won the last two of the last three national titles, really have it. So they've obviously proven as a program they are at a really elite level. That should mean a little bit if they're still undefeated. I don't care who you're playing. But, again, it doesn't matter because it's all designed to be a television show.
Right.
And
that's what they do it for. But I do disagree with that. I think their resume is not as good as Penn State. This is about this year only. Forget what's happened in the past. I don't think you can bring that into play.
I disagree. They do it every year with Alabama. Alabama is overrated every single year because they're Alabama.
I don't think they're doing it with Alabama.
But again, they're in the top four. And you know what? Alabama, if they lose a game, they'll be the one team that'll have a shot to stay in it. And if you look at their resume, they don't play. I mean, who do they play? Auburn, LSU, and LSU until this year wasn't all that good.
The SEC is much more demanding, though.
My point is, if you look at who Alabama's beaten over the, like the one year they beat one ranked team.
I understand.
And my point is, at some point, if you prove that you're at that elite level, like Clemson has, they should get the benefit of the doubt until someone beats them.
Not until it's this year and this year only, baby. Let's go to Paul in the north side. What's up, Paul? How are you?
Okay, Bob, how are you tonight?
What's going on, Paul?
I'm calling about the Pitt game.
Okay.
Pitt only made 7 field goals, 2-pointers all night.
Yeah, they shot 31% and won, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is. And then the free throw shooting was 2-1, which I guess you have to consider, home openers, a lot of fouls. So, the home team usually gets that.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. I just think Florida State made a lot of mistakes, and I think Pitt just capitalized when they had to.
I didn't see the final. What was the final free throw shooting number?
I didn't see it, but it was close for, halfway through the second half. I didn't see any disparity there. But they didn't make a lot. Florida State did not shoot the ball well at all, and they made a lot of turnovers.
And they played stupid.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Come on.
Brad in Punxsutawney joins us right now. What's up, Brad?
Hey guys, how we doing?
We're good.
A couple things jumped out at me from tonight's game. Defensive rebounding. I was very impressed by the way Pitt eliminated a lot of second shots during the game, and I thought the biggest thing tonight was their transition defense. They got back because on a night you're not shooting real well. You better get back on defense.
They did.
They didn't give up many odd man rushes or whatever for layups or gimmies. And I just thought those two areas were a key to the game because they weren't giving anything cheap up. And then once they played half-court defense, they made Florida State work for everything they had to do.
Yep, good point. And that's what you got to do. And if you're Jeff Capel, that's the message you got to be to your team. You're not going to go into a lot of these games having more talent, but you're going to have to outwork. You're going to have to do all the little things that could give you an
that's effort. All of that he just described, this is effort. Like I said, they play hard. They play really, really hard on every possession. You do that, you give yourself a chance to win.
All right, let's go out to Rich in North Versailles. So what's up, Rich? How are you tonight?
I am good, Bob. Thanks.
Sure.
Bob, Paul, how you doing? My question is, do you guys have an alternative to Switzer running back kickoffs and punt returns? Seems like he's no threat at all, and his best attribute is to put up a fair catch and let the ball bounce over his head in the end zone unpunched.
Well, his best attribute is that he doesn't make mistakes back there. No, he has. I thought he was going to be more explosive. The only other option is using a guy like Deontay Johnson. I don't think they really want to do that, Paul.
No. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Deontay Johnson is the guy that you would think of maybe would be the, you know what I'm saying?
He's good running the football, and but again, they're limited as it is in wide receiving depth.
Right.
And they don't want to put anyone out there, not that you, quote, live in your fears, but Switzer, that's why he's on this team, mostly. So,
I mean, exactly. That's what he does, right?
Yeah. So I guess you just take what you can take here. Let's go out to Tom in Monongahela. What's up, Tom? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Rich? I'm sorry that I called you Bob last time.
It doesn't matter. What's your point?
Okay. What do you think that Mike Tomlin is attack against the Rams on the game plan?
What kind of game plan will they try to use offensively against that defense?
Yes, offensively, a short passing game.
That short passing game bothers me because I think you know, if you're not going to run the ball, I guess you have to do it, but there's too many checkdowns. I think they're going to have to man up a little bit and go down the field and challenge some people. But that's all predicated on the offensive line. Guys like David Castro have not allowed a sack this year. Paul, they're going to need their offensive line to be as good as they can be against this team. And if they are, hopefully it'll open up some running lanes because, you know, the Rams right now are not the same Rams that we saw last year.
No, but they're coming off a bye, so they're healthy, they're rested, they're all that other stuff. They've got some guys coming back from injury. Some of the check down stuff is on the offensive coordinator. Some of the check down stuff is on the quarterback. There are plays that are there to be made. You know, if you sit, you know, up high in the stadium, you can see guys down the field open. And he's just not seeing enough of them all of the time. He's just kind of, I don't know, going with his first read or something. If it's not there, then he just sort of throws it down to Samuels instead of maybe scanning the field and saying, oh, this guy here is. I mean, there was one play where they ended up having to settle for a field goal down in the red zone. If he just turns his head to the left a little bit, Vance McDonald was so wide open down in the end zone. I mean, all he had to do was just throw it somewhere near him, and it was a touchdown, you know?
Well, I think that's just part of being a young quarterback going through the process. Right. You have to learn it. We have a tweet here from Game Day, and the subject is these foul shots tonight. He says, in Pitt's last 2 home games against Florida State, they've had 78 foul shots. That has to be a record for 2 games. So he has the numbers here. Tonight they had 30 to 15 edge, and they still shot 31%, and they won the game because of that. I didn't know it was that big of a disparity.
I know it was pretty big at halftime. I think it was like a 12-4 or something.
Right, but the second half started, and they got on the line a few times, and I never thought of that as the game was going on.
Exactly. If you're going to shoot 31%, that helps.
That certainly does. Line 1 we go. It's Mike in Ross Township. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, hey, Bob. Hey, Paul, how you guys doing
What's
tonight?
up?
Hey, my question is tackling in especially college in the NFL. You don't see anybody wrap up anymore to make the tackle.
No, they're trying to label the big
Miami
hit.
Pitt game, the touchdown pass. The guy tried to hit him with the shoulder. If he would have went low with his arms and tried to wrap him up, he probably would have at least tripped him and stopped the last touchdown. The other one I see wrapping up constantly is Hayden for the Steelers.
All right. Paul, what's your take on that?
They don't hit anymore in practice. They don't tackle anymore in practice.
Yeah, that's a lost art because of the rules.
I mean, they really don't, and because there's so many rules about how many times in practice you can go with full pads, and nobody wants to get any guys hurt, and I think if you don't do it, it's
like anything. You got to practice.
You got to. I mean, and I think in the NFL, correct me if I'm wrong, but literally when the season starts, they're allowed like a total of like 6 padded practices the rest of the season.
And even then, they're not.
They're not going to hit. They're not going to right. They just. I mean, I know that you could get guys hurt if you don't, but by the same token, you got to figure out how to do it.
We got to go to a break. Aaron, Chris, Brad, Jim. We'll try to get your calls in next right here live, Pittsburgh CW.